Yeah, I think they just had a number of issues. Economy's probably the biggest one. They were poor the entire game, never got to execute their strategies.
Ooh.
Coming to Ascent, though, I'm excited to watch Cloud9. Now, I do want to correct something I said earlier in the broadcast. I said last time in the Pittsburgh's night tournament, it went to OT on Split. It actually went to OT on this map, Golden Boy. But if you're looking at just this weekend so far, Cloud9 has a 13-5 win over Gen G, and then, of course, the 13-7 win over Dignitas just 2 days ago.
I wish I could see our analyst's face right now as Akis is on the Killjoy, because he has not been like the best, and it's not. I don't even really fault Akis. I'm actually more just that Killjoy is an agent that it's going to take a little while to figure it out. Perhaps Envy, though, they're bought into this. I would have liked them to kind of play a little bit more traditional, but even then, though, Envy's whole game plan on this map, they had slotted players in different roles. Like Akis would actually play Sova typically here, so they aren't doing that this time around. Instead, I believe it's Mame that's playing Sova. We'll see how this ends up working out for them, though, as Envy will be on the defense first. And there's just a lot you can get out of Killjoy. I mean, look at the amount that they stacked over on that B site. So much utility.
Yeah, for a pistol round, you do not want to go B against that setup. Alarm bot, double nano swarms waiting for you as soon as you breach onto the site. And that spike is moving in that direction while it looks like the rest of Cloud9 is getting ready for their hit. Will they be able to clear it before the Killjoy comes out? Shinobi dropped instantly as Caboose finds back-to-back headshots. That's a good start on D.
Yeah, it definitely is. And he's also going to just cut up a little bit of that vision, too. So if he wanted to get over to CT side, which is exactly where he's going right now, can pick up this kill. But he will be running into Tens. Tens has no idea. They both have no idea that they're near each other. So he's really just trying to handle whatever's going to be coming on that flank. Thankfully, though, for Envy fans, Caboose does find the mark. Only a few seconds remaining. The spike does not get the opportunity to go down because there's no time remaining, and that is going to be Envy taking that win because they have a lot of stall.
Caboose with 4 as he gets the after round kill. That is the start you're looking for. He was playing Raze earlier, now moving over to the Phoenix, and I really like him on this character, on this map, when he's playing aggressive. Now, watching a few of the VODs, when Caboose was playing a little bit timid or he wasn't using his curveballs aggressively, he got punished massively. I want to see this guy get some confidence early and stay aggressive against Cloud9 the whole way through. Taking a look, he's going with the Marshall buy here, so if you don't have body armor, that is a one-shot body shot kill.
All right, so this is quite interesting. That mid camera is going to give them all the intel that they need.
Through the
Caboose out of the freaking smoke is able to get that kill onto Mitch. So the mid camera is going to give him a lot of protection. Everyone's just hitting their shots, and just let's remember here, folks, that this is going to be an anti-eco round. You're mostly just going to be seeing these weak pistols for Cloud9. Meanwhile, you got all these guns and all these different tools. Oh my goodness, Caboose! What a shot!
He's
there.
better when blind, man.
Yeah, apparently, man. I can't do it. He can. But this camera is a thing of beauty. I almost don't want them to reveal where this camera is, because that could maybe give them some indication, and it's not going to happen. But that is a clean anti-eco round there for Envy. And it all started because Caboose, Puckett, you pointed him out before.
Yeah, they went with some great smokes. They blocked off the angle, but it didn't matter. He has that muscle memory. He knows the lineups like the back of his hand, and he just pulls the trigger. It dropped Mitch on his back instantly before the round even started. It's good to see Killjoys on both sides, but so far haven't really had an impact. It's the Phoenix. Caboose doing damage. Then, of course, keep your eyes on Calypso playing that Omen as he is holding down A by himself currently.
So a similar setup here for the Cypher, camera in mid, and then they're just going to let Caboose play for information. Also a slow play, so they have no idea where this is.
He's got to run it back.
Yeah, now he's just trying to look, and he jumps around the corner, and when it goes into that third-person state, he's able to see around that and get a fair amount of information here. So Mame comfortably holding this angle with an op, as C9 now will have to figure out how they want to play this one out as they look for control of mid.
And I love this defensive setup. So Finesse moves his camera to the mid. They've got a tripwire up there, and now you see everyone rotating over to A. They just assume that the attackers are going to go on a rotation after being spotted by that Phoenix. They'll be ready for a hit. Spike still lingering outside of B as Cloud9 hasn't made a decision, and there's plenty of time left. So a readjustment coming back through as Akis is going to go over to mid, make sure no one slips by. He is ready to jump on either site as soon as they hear it.
Yeah, and Cloud9 are playing with just no information. The only thing that they got was that run it back was down mid and it gave up their strat. Now they don't really have much of a choice here. They have to just push this one aggressively, look for Lear to maybe be a bit of a problem solver for them, as well as that paranoia as it's sent out. Calypso, though, he's going to fall right away there, courtesy of Vice, and a few kills coming in their favor. There's the Ares from on top of the scaffolding. A few seconds remaining. Spike is down. They have to pick that up. Tens has control of Hell here, and they will manage to get that objective accomplished.
2v3, Tens with the first pick makes it a 2v2, and now it's Shinobi's turn. So Cloud9 getting the critical shots. Mummy looks away just as 10 inches past where his reticle was holding. And this was massive for Cloud9. This was their gun buy. They needed to win the rifle round, and after dropping players early, they convert despite a heavy stack from Envy, who read the rotation perfectly.
Yeah.
That simply came down to gun skill.
It did, and Tens was still alive. You know, that's the problem there. If you don't take him out, he can just completely win around for his team. And I think Envy did everything right there, but Puckett, you're right. It came down to the gun skill. They did exactly what they needed to do, and now they are showing some life that we didn't quite see on Split initially.
Perfect post-plant setup in the 2 versus 3. Credit to Shinobi as well as Tens for the kills there. We'll see if they can keep it rolling. We're into round 4. And up to this point on the day, we haven't seen a match go more than 4 rounds. So would love to see, or I should say 17 rounds. Would love to see a tight game back and forth, and Caboose is going to try and keep it that way. 2 Sheriff kills to open it up. Vice and Tens go down.
That is just so amazing for Envy to just get the value out of a Sheriff and an Eco like this. And Caboose, he's been the star of this game, man. It's been all Caboose the entire time. I think you were very right to point that out. They're also going to have some guns that they could work around with here. He's going to back up. Mummy has the cross, and he's going to join the action here in a little bit. Mummy with 2 of his own. He doesn't want to be outdone here by Caboose, as the only player left alive is going to be the op. It's Mitch. He's got to get that reload off there, and he does get the cleanup. They'll take the op. Thank you very much.
What a round from Envy. You spend the 1,800, everyone is getting armor, everyone is buying a Sheriff, and they land the shots to take guns back for free. Cloud9 absolutely shut down, and it all started with Caboose getting aggressive. Then it was just bait and trades, right? You had Relics peeking. He is going to run into a Sheriff, and then Mummy finds back-to-back headshots and closes out the finish there with the body shots on Mitch. Enormous bounce back for Envy, and just like that, they're in total control once again. You're looking at the money situation. We got some light armor buys. 2 Sheriffs are coming out, make it 3 Sheriffs now. But they've got to work some magic, and already Vice is down to 10 HP as he's hit with the molly.
That has to hurt. There's so much utility on B. It's like you can't even see the bomb site because there's so many. Man, you can't even see that walkway there onto site because literally everything is stacked on that area. It makes taking B so difficult when you have these 2 Sentinel characters that can just drop and forget. It's not as active as Sage is, where you respond with slow orbs and you play your walls. You could just leave your utility there and let it do its job. It's just, like B is just going to forever be a challenge for them to try and take at this rate here, but they cannot lose fights like that. That is certainly going to hurt them.
Shinobi invested the Hunter's Fury, so this is a round that they feel they can win on the attack. As Mitch finds the first headshot on B, it's Calypso still holding strong. Got to get through him, and he is not going to allow it. Another through-the-wall headshot.
I don't think you saw the alarm bot there.
And he is going to continue to do the damage. 3 kills all by himself. 30 seconds left on the clock. You know where the remaining 2 are.
Just laced him up with that shock dart, man. Yeah, I mean, you certainly going to feel there in that case for Shinobi, because he was on that walkway. Shock dart comes in, and he knows he knows it's going to hurt a lot. And Envy respond very well despite losing their Cypher first. Their response and just the amount of utility, right? There were 2 nanoswarms. They couldn't even push that.
I wonder how different it would be if the Hunter's Fury did damage at the B site instead of being used over at A. They kept some defenders there for a moment, but really Calypso with the Phantom versus limited armor, able to just tear through him. Now it's a fair fight again, Golden Boy, and we will see an op-out for C9. Mitch is pulling it out on the Killjoy.
Also an attempt to just take some space on A long.
Who hides behind a turret? That's some next level scumbaggery, Mummy.
Hey, man, you gotta do what you gotta do,
Right?
baby. It works
Hey,
out.
Mitch, nice op, bro.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
You
Trying
shot
to
my
win some
turret.
games.
Oh, Killjoy. I hate playing against her. It's tough to win me over trying to watch her at the pro level, but it's fun to see some new strats coming out.
Dude, Caboose's shot, like, there's always discussion about utility usage and positioning, but Caboose is just on fire right now. He is dominating this server.
And he was the player we called out at the start of the tournament, at least. I was very critical after watching VODs. He had some off events. He wasn't playing at the top of the squad like we kind of expected following the FaZe Invitational. He really slowed down in the online matches, but today he has been on point. Calypso, who I've always viewed as the rock of this team, he's had a little bit of a quieter event, but always there to set up his teammates for success, and he is doing a great job working with Caboose over here at the A site.
This has been a rocky start for C9, and you know, I thought that the Reyna could pay off for them. And it's not any one thing that I think C9 are doing. I think it's just Envy having so many plans. It makes you wonder what happened in the Sentinels game, or can you even just game plan against Sentinels because they're just that good right now? Because Envy's playing just phenomenal Valorant here.
And I don't know if this is just Cloud9 off right now or if Envy really is reaching their peak in this tournament. If they are, it is perfect timing because they struggled against T1, who was playing with a fill-in. They played against Immortals, who had a fill-in of their own, and Bunny earlier in the day. That was a 2-0 that gave them confidence coming into this matchup. But they have to play 3 back-to-back-to-back matches here for Envy. So if you can get rid of Cloud9 quickly, this is a big win on your day, and Akis is going to give them an upper hand again here in round 7.
He can continue to take this angle comfortably because he has a better gun in this instance, but he has to play this one slowly and carefully, but does manage to pick up the kill. Now, though, while all that's been going on in mid, C9 has been working long. They just don't have the weaponry to try and force these players out of those positions, and to be there at Wine and immediately be able to turn the corner and get the kill, that's going to sting quite a bit for C9. As now their only option here is they forced them out completely on A is to go over toward B, and they're going to be running into nano swarms, turrets, and just the whole 9.
Yeah, Shinobi can't even enter through B. He'll die instantly on 22 HP. Instead, it's going to be Relics, who is just thrown into the swarm. Shinobi still lurking, but Caboose was ready for it. And all of a sudden, it is TenZ and a Dream left alive, 15 seconds left. He's just got a Sheriff, and every gun he can take off is going to be a small victory, but he's not expecting much here. Gets 2.
Yeah, he does. You know, one, I think he already had Empress there, but yeah, we'll make it, at least make them spend some money on this round. Envy's defense really has just been something special to watch. They do have some ults here, but I think they could potentially do something with the Killjoy ult to detain.
Yep. I think you use it at B, and that might be the plan. Do they use it right away is kind of the question for me.
You know, the issue with B, though, Puckett, is that no matter what, they're going to be going through so much utility. Like, they're not changing it up, Envy. They're just dumping everything at B.
Here comes the run it back. Invested by Caboose on the defense again. You saw this in just round 3. He's been saving it for the rifle rounds. Hunter's Fury still loaded up for Mummy, as well as the Operator. He doesn't see what we see, but he could do some massive damage here, and as the shock darts go out, he's got his recon back in 15.
I think Mitch is just waiting for the opportunity, perhaps. Now, though, the attention goes over toward mid. That trap wire is always going to be a problem for them, though, because the moment that trap wire gets destroyed, that just gives Envy all the information that they need, and Caboose is actually going to take advantage of that. He's been on fire, and that's the reason why. Gets 2 kills there.
He's doing it with the Vandal as well. How many players have we seen running Phantoms in this event?
Double detain, and he's going to just send it over toward the device that does the detain to destroy it. It doesn't end up doing anything now, and they have no real choice. You could destroy that with Hunter's Fury and disrupt that entire plan. That was really their only play there, Puckett, and now, like, you're going through the playbook for C9, and you're just like, okay, we did this, we did this, we did this. What else do they have?
You need a Lear push onto the A site. I feel like that's what's missing. You know where they're setting up their Killjoy every round now. You've run into it enough times. Caboose has been your problem. He's always in a different position. He's moving around on aggressive angles, and he's finding headshots. I feel like this is Cloud9 who needs to up the tempo. Shinobi's got to talk to the team and say, okay, we're going with a hard hit. How are we getting in?
Yeah, the thing is, though, Puckett, is that look at the amount of investment that they put toward this. 3 bodies. Now, they might actually be able to play off of this information and go fast, but they're going to get stalled out because of the nanoswarms, because of all the utility. So the shock darts to try and clear out some of that will be quite helpful for them. Which is going to give them at least a little bit of some breathing room. They know at least that 3 are going to be located toward A. The issue, they don't have the guns to handle what Envy are going to be bringing here in this round.
You got to do what Envy did against you. Find those Sheriff headshots. Somebody's got to get back-to-back ones and open things up. Tens was able to get the Vandal, so a bit of a spend here. He's going for the risk. And he has the Empress available. That would be the play for me. One last Lear ready to go. That flash is going to be ever important, but look for the Paranoia to go out first. Then they'll follow it up with the Lear and the full push onto the site.
FNS is just going to wait. Once the Lear is out, he gets the tag. Oh, that's actually pretty big.
Great
It's going to
Paranoia.
slow them down a lot. Now here comes a push. They went in with the TP too to just try and create some distractions there, but it ends up not working out for them, as all the members of Cloud9 are going to try and see if they can funnel through the site here. They're going to numbers whittled down. Envy just shred through them.
And
Swiss cheese.
It just seemed to be off timing. You got the recon dart up, but the Paranoia comes in a second earlier before the first ping even lands. And then as you push out, that Killjoy just has to pop all of her nanoswarm. She's got a whole alley blocked off. You funnel them through, and the Vandal gets dropped as the second kill on the entry. So a rough round for Cloud9 on their attack. Tens is going to have just enough to buy up the glass cannon Vandal. And Cloud9 are grasping at straws. This is not going the way I predicted. And I think even Lex was expecting a 2-1 victory here. No one saw a potential 2-0 coming out of Envy.
Okay, so you're looking for Tens to get a kill and then overheal, right? But they're doing what you wanted them to do earlier, Puckett, which was try and take space here on A. They will be encountering this op, and it's the op as well as this Paranoia that's going to cause a lot of problems. But trying to just force him out. The Paranoia is enough to actually, or I should stand corrected, the Nanoswarm was enough to force out Calypso. So you got something going here, but on the side, it's Akis who actually goes into B main to take care of one of the lurking players here. So you got some information, but you have to make a decision as to how you're going to try and play this out if you're Cloud9. Hey, Hunter's Fury, maybe that's going to be the opening here. They just need to do something, and they're going to go ahead and use just that.
Hunter's Fury is going to rip, and a cleanup from Caboose. He's got another run it back, just 2 rounds later than his first. And that's now 3 run it backs in just 9 rounds. Round 10 here underway, and there's 2 attackers remaining. Tens down to 10 HP. It's up to Mitch to pull off some miracles here, and he is not going to be able to finish that kill.
That was such a great play, by the way, because everyone was so focused on the run it back that they did not consider that Mame was there with the op when they were entering the doorway. As soon as that player disappeared, they were like, okay, we're going to go ahead and make this push happen.
Tens goes down.
Yeah, and this is going to make this round even more challenging here. Mitch could actually clutch up. He does have one weakened player. It's going to be a 1v1, but no, Caboose. It's been the Caboose show the entire time, and he hits him with the goat spray.
What an attempt coming out. I mean, Caboose has been so good. Take
Very
a look
symbolic.
at his numbers if we can pull that up. Ah,
And the King, dude.
Phoenix.
We get it. You got good sprays.
Yeah, you're pretty solid. I like that. I like that. He's like, let me show you them all. 17 kills, Golden Boy, through 10 rounds. Caboose is on one right now.
This is his game. It's it. Like, I
It's the early picks, too.
I should have picked with Lex, man. I should have just
follow his lead, right?
Yeah, because I tried to get Lex to follow my lead, and that failed miserably, but then I should have just followed Lex's lead. That's what I should have done.
Lex is going to overtake me in the power rankings, the predictions. It hurts my soul.
At this point,
but
guys,
he's a pro
it's
player, you know?
for us. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's a pro player.
Yeah, that's the excuse.
We're just middling diamond players.
Yeah, that's the excuse. That's what I'll take.
Let's go. All right, Caboose with some early spam. Is he going to find a blind headshot like previous rounds? as he makes his presence known. There is a robot army hanging out outside of B main. Look at that mess on the minimap.
It's beautiful. What are you talking about, Puckett?
Oh, it's a beautiful disaster.
As a Sentinel main player and play all the Sentinels, that's exactly what I love to see.
Like, if you're a Raze, that's one blast pack and all that stuff goes away. But you're not Raze. You're playing Reyna, a killjoy of your own. The attacks are going to be tough with the agent pool here from C9 anyway. If they can get to 3 rounds, it'll be a win. Remember, it was a 9-3 half in favor of Envy to start game 1, and they finished strong, only giving up 4 total rounds on split.
Okay, so the detain to take anyone away from mid, and Shinobi does manage to pick off that kill there on the A site now, but watch out for Mummy, though. Could actually cause some distractions and some problems for this team. They will get this spike down. Mitch has been doing the business. I think that detain play was great because it did actually reposition a few members of Envy to put them exactly where they wanted them to so they can get into the site. The issue now, though, is that they have to handle this post plant.
Oh, and Mummy's going to get all the info. Paranoia had to be invested there, and a smart play coming out of Cloud9. That gives Relix the opportunity to finish off the kill and keep his teammates in safe positions. The opposition will be guessing. Tens punishing with a Guardian. First time we've seen that today.
That's going to be a 1v2. Oh,
okay,
I was going to
Finesse.
say a 1v3 potential for FNS in that angle, but it doesn't work out for him. Envy, they're going to be okay with that, though, considering how much they've just slapped this half. Very well done.
Let's go, Golden Boy. It's time for Cloud9. Let's get a 3rd round. Make it interesting.
So the thing is, right, is that you actually have a similar composition plan, right? I would be shocked if Envy don't do the same thing and just completely lock down the B site.
Yep.
And they have 2 near sites, which are pretty good for the defense. So if they get 9-3 here and manage to pick up the 2 pistols, or the pistol and the anti-eco, Cloud9 have a chance.
There's just
Slim,
no
but they have
mobility on the Cloud9 side. You've got Cypher slow, Sova slow, Killjoy slow. Omen can get a little bit tricksy, but the Reyna is dependent on getting some flashes, and we haven't seen any successful Leers so far, as Caboose again is the one coming out on top of the 1v1 duel against Tens.
Yeah, that has to hurt C9 too, right? And when you're wanting to walk out of this 9-3 and you lose your ace early on, knowing that this site is going to be stacked with nothing but nano swarms all over the place. There goes the alarm bot, which is going to trigger the nano swarm. But they have gotten that utility out, and they have some time to play around with, which is a plus.
Most importantly, they didn't lose anyone on getting that equipment out.
But they
Previously,
only
we've seen them
invested
punished with the B main.
The cyber cages are still there, though, Puckett. They never popped. That is great discipline from Envy. It was, we're going to pop nanos first, and then once they try to make their push, that's when we're going to get cyber cages, disrupting their vision completely, and then making this push quite difficult for them to accomplish, and the time is going to be ticking.
Finesse with the camera behind the turret is going to be able to tag up any players that go for the early peek. Akis is just going to try and trade out his life. And you've got your Sova in the back ready to help out as Mummy is there on the rotation.
Some more stall, dude. They're stalling them out for so long, and then he just
Get
tears through them. Only 1 player left alive. It's Relix here on the half. He's going to just fly onto the mud, but it doesn't happen. He gets swirled around there like a piggy on a farm. Oh, Lord.
And that turret camera combo just caused so much panic there from C9. Everyone's looking left, and then Akis is just shooting them in the back, picks up the triple kill. They run out of time, and here is the punish one more time. Take a look at this. Nano Swarm distracting.
But look at where that Nano Swarm was at, though. That Nano Swarm was in a position that typically players would go to clear the small cubby. They had no option to clear that. They were stuck at the doorway. Even if they wanted to try and push down that walkway, they were still going to get killed because he was just right there, which is literally what ended up happening.
Taking a look at the kills, unlike the first map, this first half is a blowout in the kill differential. The lowest, Mummy at 9, matches the top for C9 is Mitch. C9 got nothing done on their attack. Now, all of the work in the world to do here on defense. Can you somehow force an overtime? Got to start with the pistol round right here, and
Exactly.
Envy, they're going to be trying to make their way up through mid. Could be going for a late B hit.
So the same rule applies here for the advantage that C9 has in mid. The moment that trap wire gets destroyed, they're going to be okay to have that intel. What they're not expecting here is that FNS is just lurking in the shadows, man. Come on. So nice. That's going to give them all of just the opening that they need to charge onto this B side. Shinobi, he has a lot of work ahead of him here. Does manage to pick off 1 kill, but he is going to be flanked around the corner. If he can get another one, that'll be a big plus. Nice shot from Shinobi.
Okay.
Shinobi with 3. He's trying to keep Cloud9 in this game here, as it is a 1v4, and Shinobi was the star of that round. They desperately needed that.
We don't have an audience, but I'm clapping. Well done, Shinobi. 4 of his 10 kills scored in that round, and they are critical. The Ghost getting the job done. And look at this. Now that you've gotten the $1,200 bonus from those 4 kills, he can afford a Phantom on top of the armor. Shinobi is going to be the raid boss here in round 2.
And a few more kills as well, and he will pick up the Hunter's Fury. Although, you know, it wouldn't have been a bad idea for them to run an Ares here. And then just go for the pen through that wall, as commonly seen, popularized by Sinatra.
There are no sheriffs, and that's where Cloud9, or excuse me, that's where Envy was very dangerous in their previous eco rounds. This one, pretty much a full save from everybody. A lot of classics out. And they're just going to take their time trying to get their opponents to burn out some utility, and then make a 4 or 5 man push together on the same site. Caboose taking down the camera. That's the first step in getting past the Cypher.
Shinobi with that Phantom is up high on mid, which is a good spot for this weapon to be in because he can transition easily between mid and the doorway. So he's essentially locking down 2 sites here against these pistols. You just cannot take Envy lightly, despite the guns that they may have. A counter flash is actually going to come out here. Ten's going to try to swing, but he ends up getting picked off, thus giving that gun to Aegis. Aegis, though, will be wiped away by that Nano Swarm. And then Shinobi, with the Phantom that he picked up early on, drops back over toward the defender side and just eliminates the options for them to try and get a clean round here, Envy. This is looking great for Cloud9.
As excited as I was to see Mitch on Jet, I really miss Tense on Jet at times, especially times like that. I feel like he could get in, get out on the Reyna, able to trade out 1, and it will be enough as the rest of the team cleans up the round. But I just love seeing Tense be able to play at his speed, the speed he wants in this game.
You know, I thought back about what I said about him taking an Ares instead of the Phantom, but the way that he played that was perfect, Shinobi.
Phantom's pretty darn good.
Yeah, if you have it, you might as well go for it. I think I'm erring on the side of caution given the deficit that Cloud9 needs to come back from. But with those 2 pistol rounds, even though it would have been better in the 9-3 because it would be 9-5 here, they can climb back into this game. I do want to see Envy, though, try and take more control of Gelato and this A site. They have the Phoenix to do so. Just go for that and try and invest a little bit more into this area, perhaps.
Shinobi keeping or buying the Phantom in the second rounds means they will have 2 ARs here against 5 coming in from the Envy lineup. Envy going to be making their way through the middle of the map once again. Both teams leaving it fairly empty. Just a tripwire, occasionally a camera set up. And Sovas will be gathering information that it is clear through mid. We can push up now. Shinobi, meanwhile, on the opposite side is going to bust out the Owl Drone, and he goes hunting. Finesse not lurking this round, so they know at least that's up.
Trapwire is down. With the Killjoy and the Alarm Bot being there, they don't have to worry about anyone trying to push that from the defender side. Now they're going to try and take some space here with that run it back, which they got some intel as to where Shinobi was going to be located. This was just a beautiful execution, a great hit here from Envy, giving C9 no options to try and counter this. Now it's up to this retake option for Cloud9, excuse me. And I don't really see a world where 2 people are able to take down the might of the 5 here. Despite Relics getting that headshot, they're still looking at some crazy odds.
They've been putting the Killjoy utility over at the A site nearly every round here from Cloud9. And I wonder if that is a big change we'll see in the future. Will she start to stack B or start to use a little bit of the utility in mid? Cloud9, they can't give up rounds. In the rounds they do, they're trying to make it expensive. It's just SMGs, and both will get dropped to the ground as Calypso and Mummy finish it off. Envy now within 2 of wrapping up this match.
Did not see this one coming at all, Puckett.
Props to Lex, man.
Yeah. Well, here's okay. I said this before. I've been talking about this quite a bit. Like Cloud9, as great as they are and the talent that they have, it's like sometimes they look like the greatest team in the world, and then other times it's like I don't quite know what their game plan is. And I want to see that consistency become a focal point for this roster, because as we've seen previously, the skill is clearly there. These players have insane ability.
Caboose on the attack here, as Envy is just collecting free orb after free orb at both B and A.
Oh, this A hit's going to be so sweet when it happens.
And Caboose is just going to check out every single corner. Now remember, it's just been the lone player Mitch with his utility on this site, and he is going to get some late help coming in as the first pick is scored. Omen goes past, but the rest of B main, it is going to be on lockdown. Hunter's Fury doesn't connect, and the spike survives that, Golden Boy.
Yeah, but they're going to be split up here. A brilliant dark cover is going to force Mitch out of position. They need to close that door down, which they do manage to accomplish. Wait, no, he didn't get the button off. So they did not get a chance to close that. Now they don't really have a great post plant. They're just going to be playing within hell.
And you heard some LMG go burr, trying to burn them through the floor. And Tens is going to find Mummy. It's actually the Vandal making that noise up top. Excuse me. Headphones cranked up. Tens continues to score as Relics will find one. It's just Akis, and Akis won't be able to defend this spike. Envy gets onto the site, but Mitch getting that first pick. The Hunter's Fury caused a little scurry on the site, and the retake was clean from the top.
Yeah, that was Mitch being quite the difference maker there. It stalled their post plant. Didn't give them freedom to be able to move around, and then they were just kind of all tucked in the corner there. In certain instances, it's fine to be in that spot, but in Odin, and then you got all that pressure from on high. There's just no real movement opportunities. But that said, though, what Envy did, I quite enjoyed. I like them going for A a little bit more rather than taking B. Despite them having a lot of success at B, I feel like A has kind of been right for the picking, but the credit goes to Mitch to try and stop that.
All right, what is Shinobi doing with his Odin this time around? Going for some early spam, expecting someone to be sat behind that box. Able to tag up the Cypher quite a bit as Tens finds Caboose. So an early advantage to C9 here on defense. They're stringing them together now, Golden Boy.
Yeah, this is it. It's desperation time for Cloud9. They have no other choice if they want to stay alive in this series. This was going to be their map pick, and Envy, I think, knew that they were going to be going there given their series in the past. A pistol round, by the way, for Envy, and they still managed to get the kill there against Tens in mid. I don't think that they were able to get that gun out.
No, can't get past that wall yet. You've got the Odin overlooking it, and Shinobi. He was your player watching B main, though, so that is going to put more pressure on Vice, who's going to have to take over that position. You're probably seeing a Spectre right now. You're right.
They got the gun.
Able to snag it. Okay.
All right, well, there goes the detain. Now, you can play into this, but you're playing with fire, and they're still stuck inside. They have to be careful. As the detain comes through, no one is going to get connected with that. Now they will go right into the B side. So you would like to have that detain for that moment there, but FNS coming in from the flank is actually going to try and stop that one from happening there. The pressure from the mid-market. This is looking like a big opportunity now for Envy. Here comes the retake. They don't have a paranoia to try and get inside of the site. They're using some of that utility that Envy had placed to give them a little bit of coverage now. Relics, he's going to go for this one. They have no idea that he's in here. He's managed to make it through to the runway. It's going to be up to him.
Akis is the one with the weapon in the back, and as he falls, they've got a clean retake. Finesse was lurking through mid, trying to get to the spike in time to defend it. Instead, Vice will find him, and C9 continues to score. That was tight, though, on an eco round. Envy should not have gotten that close.
No, they shouldn't. I think that the trap wire was played, and then that gave Relics an opening there to push that. with the dark cover. This was the first play that we saw from FNS, which I actually was really confident that they were going to be able to win this round if he kept holding this. But then Relix marches right through B site.
That wide swing from Calypso with just the ghost. And he is dropped. So Envy making the previous round costly, but still a full buy is available for Cloud9.
Vice simply just needs to live in this camera.
I think Tens is going to be the key player here because Tens was trying to get an early peek over at short A. He was then smoked off. But we know this. Envy loves to slowly push up the middle. And here they come again, as it's going to be a rotation over to B.
But they're doing all of this distraction here with
nice
Mame.
shot.
And while that's going on, mid is being taken over by Envy. So now this push is going to come through. They have not placed an alarm bot, but they're going to leave FNS there to just patrol the middle area. Mame's waiting for the opportunity to go in here for the push. Oh,
no.
He manages to clutch up with 61 HP. Some kills are going to be going online here in favor of both squads, as a matter of fact. They do manage to secure one. It's a 2v2 here. Calypso, he's going to be playing around this button, needs to make a play, needs to try and fake him out, but Tens is too good. He's not going to take that bait. One player left inside of the market. It is FNS in a 1v1. This could very well push them to match point.
I think you saw the tip of the gun.
Tens has the spike, so he knows that FNS needs to make a play. And Puckett, you might be right. If there's any indication of what happened in the last game, he would know this here, and he does get the read on him, and there's Tens with 3. Big round for Cloud9 as they're trying to bring themselves back into this game.
What a clutch from Tens. What an attempt from Finesse. Just misses a stray bullet that would have ended him. Tens survives, is able to control the recoil and finish the job. But Tens, he saw that early action in mid, started to rotate over towards B main, and while rotating, he had to look at 2 different directions at once, able to get the flick.
Kid's wild, man. You called it. He's going to be that player, that playmaker that you have to look out for. And it's always going to be the case. It's the reason why he was signed first for C9 and why this team was essentially built around him.
Yeah, we saw a solid shot back in Counter-Strike. The man's worth investing in, but he has really shined in this new title. Taking a look at the mini-map again, it's going to be Tens who's going to be in charge of peeking out mid early. There's no smoke, which is probably going to tell them a little bit. Sheriffs versus the Phantoms waiting on the other side. Mummy is going to see the Cypher, but as Vice drops back, he's going to have Shinobi looking over his shoulder.
He's got to make a guess where the next one's going to be. He waited it out, and I'm not getting anything out of that.
And I don't think they're going to be going B this round. Again, they're just going to try and get some equipment out, then make their move. They've committed to A just twice on their attack.
Oh, look for Tens, though. FNS has been doing this a lot, and perhaps Tens has read it. If he swings this, FNS is done for.
Finesse versus Tens. The battle continues. Tens gets the jump on him this time. So the lurker is down, but the other 4, they were all stacked up at short A. Ally Killjoy lockdown is out, and Shinobi able to punish on the panic. Vice is going to find a 3rd, and just like that, round is over. Great use of the lockdown by Mitch, securing the round, making it expensive for Envy again as Cloud9. They are going to have guns. Envy should be able to buy up as well here.
They use Hunter's Fury to give them an opening on Eco, but they have run it back now with weapons to get them to match point. Looking at the way that C9 are playing this, like, it really is just a story of 2 different types of Killjoy Cypher defenses, right? Whereas one just stacked all the utility over on B, and the other one spread out a little bit more. And I feel like the way that Envy played their defense was amazing. Obviously, they, dominated that half.
Is it 9-3 or 10-2?
10-2.
10-2.
They've only been able to get 1 round here.
Yeah, so Cloud9 is doing an excellent job on their defense as well. They've been down to the wire twice. Some individual clutches have come through. And they are very much still in this game, now within 3. Caboose is going to invest his run it back. He's going to run through all of the equipment early on. A Paranoia is going to slow down this pressure. Does a little bit of damage to the Omen before going back, but they're just going to fake this one.
Oh man, they got so much out of that. Paranoia, alarm bot. I think there was I think a cyber cage was also used as well. Like, they just got so much utility. Now with so much time remaining, they can play this out. But Tens could be the spoiler here though. And Caboose, a big kill from him. Perhaps we're going to be seeing him be a factor like he was in that last half. Mitch though trying to stop things as the neural theft is going to give him a ton of information. They're going to swing this one onto A, trying to see if they can split the difference. Send one body over, but Relics with 2, maybe another one as well, and Relics 3 kills for him. Only player left alive was Calypso. He gets cleaned up by Shinobi. Puckett, we got ourselves a game. Cloud9 is back into this.
Relics deserves the Sneaky Beaver award for today. Sneaking onto the site, moves up past the generator. Super aggressive play here. And they thought the curveball would have flashed somebody. Instead, Relics is able to sneak around and punishes 3. What a shutdown coming in.
They thought he was going to play safe on scaffold, so they were free to just push onto the site. The neural theft gave them the information, but they banked on them playing just safe to not give up that round. But Relics, he's going to go for that.
And Vice has a sniper rifle as well this round. So double ops are out here for Cloud9 on the defensive end, and there are 3 straight kills. They're only going up against pistols here. They broke Envy again. But a fantastic start. You already picked up 3. You're dropping back. There's no guns to work with for Envious, as it's just the Omen and the Killjoy left. Mitch is waiting for the peak to punish. Hold this.
He'll let the bot handle that.
I got 200 credits.
I could go ahead and use this Nano Swarm, force you back over here. They're split up too. I mean, the clock ticks here, and it continues to get more and more dire. Aegis tries to swing for a play, but now they know that they're split up completely, so there's no one there to just try and support them.
Shinobi.
Hey, but Aegis will take that shot.
Okay, cover is from Vice, and he has the operator. So this, well, I was going to say this Phantom shouldn't be picked up. Vice goes around the corner, worried about some mid presence. And it looks like Envy is going to be able to salvage an AR, as Aegis will likely just go for a full save here. That's assuming Calypso can't get any magic done over on A.
Bit of a forward dark cover there.
They're going for it.
Yeah, I really appreciate that they were going for that. When Aegis gets to play and he swings it, you think to yourself, if you're Envy, like, there's a chance to try and disrupt this. They're going to be playing safe, but Cloud9 hold their angles. Mitch never let him go. And this is now getting very dangerous for Envy, Puckett. They were looking good. They've only been able to pick up 1 round on the attack.
It went 10-2 in the first half for anyone just joining us. Now you're looking at an 8-1 defense from Cloud9 so far. They gave up that first rifle, but bounced back immediately.
And that's as good as it gets for Envy, right? Like, 10-2? Okay, let's be real, like, 12-0 like we saw earlier, that's the bonus. But how often does that actually end up happening with the way that ultimate abilities can kind of swing games in your favor? C9 too, by the way, they have a Hunter's Fury to tie this game up. Like, they can create so much disruption that Envy, they now know, like, this is the round. They have to clutch this up.
I really want to give credit to Relics as well as Tens with just their mobility around the map. Tens that round shows himself in mid, takes out FNS's camera, and then immediately rotates over to A as Relics has his back. The attackers for Envy trying to gather some information. They're going to have to wait a little bit longer because Shinobi's Owl Drone is out scouting. Mid has been cleared. They know no one's pushed up around the map. We've got everything controlled.
Looking at this map here, the favor is going to be 4B. That doesn't get anything that they want, or well, at least for Envy, but Vice has the angle, and oh man, it's clean on Caboose. That hurts. Your entry's gone.
You can clip through the wall as long as you hit the body, and he is clear. Both of the wires are going off, and Shinobi is letting it rip. Hunter's Fury could have done massive damage.
Oh,
He's gonna pick up 1. Vice up the punish. Calypso, what are you thinking, bro?
He went for it because if he stayed there, he was going to get bodied by that Hunter's Fury. So he had no choice. He had to go for the full TP, but Vice was prepared and ready for that. And
11-11.
This is it, folks. 11-11. Cloud9 have brought this back, and this has just been all about the defense this whole time.
This is nutty, and I mentioned it last time they matched up. It was at Pittsburgh's Knights tournament. It wasn't split. It was this map, Ascent. It went to overtime, and it was a 15-13 win for Cloud9. Can they pull off another OT win, or will they steal it in regulation? Envy has been starved to just one round on their attack so far.
What scares me so much about Cloud9 is you can never really pin who is the opper for this team. They have so many players that could just do it, right?
And since they brought out the double op, they have really been scoring easily.
Yeah,
Vice has done
easily
work.
be doing that, right? But he doesn't need to.
Tends to stay mobile on that Reyna, just always patrolling with the rifle. This time he was looking for some orb presence at A. There's no one there. Everyone stacked up mid and B from Envy, and here they go as a group with Caboose leading the charge. How close is he to his ultimate? That may be the question.
1.
Yeah, so if he gets a single kill, expect to run it back in a full bomb site rush.
Tenz is going to be on the flank. He can actually ruin this entire play here. They're waiting so long. They need to make this play happen. They have to push in. But Tenz has managed to get the connection there against Mummy. That is going to hurt. They have no choice but to go for this, but they're going to go right into the loving hands there of Mitch. A Nano Swarm, too, is going to split them up quite a bit. They won't be able to go cleanly into the A site as they're back now scrambling yet again. Calypso, he's going to be on scaffold duty, but Relic swings the corner, bodies him almost instantly. A 2v5 scratch at a 1v5 here. Desperation time, as it's only going to be Aegis, and it was because Tenz swung, got the kill against Mummy, and for the first time in this series, C9 has the lead and match point.
Cloud9 coming back from a 10-2 half has been incredible. They're going to score their 10th round. And looking for the magic number 11 here on defense. Triple op for a moment as they go back to a Phantom, it looks like. But here's how it all started. Tenz, he went with the backstab, but this was the important play. Mitch stays alive, and then that molly separates everyone. That stall buys enough time for the rotation, and C9 holds true. Here is what could be the final round, or are we heading to overtime? We're about to find out.
All right, they're going to be attempting to work here at A, but the Nano Swarm just slows them off. I don't really like the aggressive Nano Swarm play being used to slow things. I would like for them to be able to save that. That's okay, though. It's Mitch. He's got an op. He can handle some business. They know he's there.
We haven't really seen an A main hit coming out of Envy yet.
Tenz is taking a forward position here. While all that was going on at A, I just completely beefed the fact that he has already gone into the mid.
And he just walks right up. Now, the Killjoy ult is going to be a distraction. It's going to push everyone off the B site.
Oh, he's waiting.
But this may not be what they're looking for. A great read as Tenz is able to get the insta-punish. They know it's going down at A. Everyone hit with that paranoia. Excellent work by Relics, and he will convert it into kill after kill.
Oh my goodness, Bucket. They had the best defense you could possibly ask for.
That's your reaction, bro?
I mean, it's Tenz. You know, it's just, it's the most anime response you can ask.
11 rounds on defense, and that's the face you're making? Oh, the man is locked in. We'll just give him that.
Dude, what a game that was. I love when I played football, defense was like breaking down defenses was always my thing, right? I was a quarterback. That's what I love to do, and I love seeing different defenses kind of coming out right. We had 2 completely different looks, but it's because of the fact that they have players that can do certain roles. Like, for example, Mitch being able to properly opt for this team, on top of the fact that you have a very aggro player in Tenz. Tenz actually opened up the map completely for them in those final 2 rounds. The flank around Gelato and the control in mid, gorgeous.
We talked about him being the trouble one. You know, never know where he's going to be at. Is he lurking in market? Is he on the flank? Where is Tenz at? Once he's out of the picture, you have a much easier job. But he did not make it easy, not only surviving, but dishing out the damage. And also, I think the unsung hero of that match is Mitch. They never went A at the start. As soon as they started to, he connected with almost all of his shots.